Having a lot of gear is great, guys, but if you don't have anything to carry it in, you've got a problem. So today, we'll be looking at what my backpack is all about.
Hey guys, so today we'll go through my backpack. For me, a backpack is essential. I travel about 80 kilometers every day to get to work, and I've tried all kinds of bags to organize my stuff, sling bags. I've tried smaller backpacks, but in the end I settled for this. This is a Maxpedition Falcon-II. I'm going to go through this pack. Now bear with me, it's a little bit difficult to find a camera setup that really works. I'm just going to unload the bag, talk you through the items. As to the bag itself, Falcon-II Maxpedition, it's not a small pack as you can see, but it's very bearable. You see you've got a good waist strap, quite broad. Something I really like are these little things there, because you see this gets flappy, but you can just slide that to the end and then it won't get in the way. Clearly you can attach gear to this if you would like. You've got a sternum strap that really works well. Here you see this little fob-like thing. That's a little utility knife. I like to keep that on there. It's made by Buck. Quite small. Very good for reverse carry like this. I always have it handy. You know, really I'm not aggressive, I don't attack people, but you could think of this as, let's say, insurance policy, but for me, really, it's a utility knife. I just use this when I need to cut something quickly. That's what I use it for. On this side, you get a nice little D-ring. You get that on both sides of the pack. And here, quite simply, on a Night Eyes S-Biner, I carry the key to my bicycle locker, because if I don't, I forget it. And that's what you get in the pack. Now I'm going to take this off. It's a nice pack. It's somewhat military looking. I got the black version. Let's go through everything that's in there and on there. I'm going to adjust the camera a bit so that you'll get a decent view of the pack and where the different items are. I know you can't see my face, I'm sorry, but I can't do a camera setup where you can see both, and it's not about me, it's about the gear. So first of all, the pack itself. I know it's black on black, so I don't know how well you can see this, but there is a lot of PELS webbing on this, which is MOLLE compatible, so you can attach a lot of pouches and gear to your pack. For example, here I have a Maxpedition medical pouch. I will not go through the contents of this pouch, I'll do that in a separate video, but this pouch doesn't come with the bag, but with some tack ties you can strap that pack to your bag, and that's really useful. So you can, it's a very modular system. Same thing for this bottle holder. It doesn't come with the pack, but you can attach it very securely through these straps, which is very cool. Okay. First thing I carry on my bag that I will go through today, let me just see if I can take that off relatively easily. I wanted it to be on there so that you could see how I carry it. This is made by Maxpedition and it's called a roly-poly. And it's a pretty nifty little thing that I always have in my bag, because you never know if you may get into a situation where you have to carry something that you can't really put in your bag or don't want to put in your bag or whatever. Here you have some of those Maxpedition tack ties that you use to put stuff on the webbing. And here we have this roly-poly. Now what you do is you open up the Velcro. This is the biggest size, and you got yourself a bag. It doesn't have any carrying handles, but I found that when you close this up, this is heavy-duty Velcro. You can carry the bag like this. It's not extremely comfortable, but it will work. You can, sorry for the noise, you can cinch it down. It has this sort of elastic band, which I think is pretty cool, and that really works in closing it up. Here is the MOLLE webbing again. There is a bit of a loop here, so you can loop it onto a belt. Clearly then it's the wrong side up if you do it this way. But you could put it on a belt. A lot of people use this on shooting ranges to put empty magazines in and stuff. I'm not a shooter, so I don't, but a nice little drainage grommet, so if water comes in, it will drain out. So I always have that on there. Okay, as I said, medical pouch. I carry a fairly big and well-stocked medical pouch. I have used a lot of this stuff, you know, some band-aids, there's bandages in there, antibiotic, ointment to put on wounds. You never know what you get into, so I really find it comforting to carry this. On here is a Leatherman Molly pouch. I have gone through this. This used to carry my mutt. I've gone through it in a previous video, but it doesn't carry the mutt anymore. It still carries the bit kit. It still has the emergency whistle, which is easily accessible, you know, when I'm in a pinch. It has a little bit of extra cordage in it, but it now carries the Leatherman Surge, of which I will do a separate review. But you just have a big multi-tool, 2 blades on there, very useful bit of kit, as well as the diamond file that comes with it. And you can remove the saw blade that's on the tool and then exchange it with that. But as I said, I'll go through that in a separate video. Here I've got a little grim lock, very useful locking rings that I like using. You can, optional, you can put that on. Here I have a brass pen. This is solid brass, really heavy if you need to write something down. On the other side, here we got my bottle holder. And yes guys, I'm sorry, I'm a Fandalorian. Live with it. 1 liter Maxpedition Nalgene bottle. You can fit in any 1 liter Nalgene bottle. And it's very cool. It does have a drainage grommet, so if your bottle leaks, you will not completely ruin your bag. And this is very well padded. This is really thickly padded, which I like a lot. So you got that. Then on there is this. There's a metal sort of carabiner attached to it. I got this little light on there. It's made by Ruby Tech. And it's not bad for such a small light. It has 3 outstanding features. Clearly, it'll give you light. And no, this will not light up your entire forest walk, but hey, in a pinch, it has 2 bright LEDs, a good mirror, it will give, or good reflector I should say, so it will give you light. It has a solar cell, which means that it charges itself, which is very cool, and if there is no sun, you can hand crank it, so you always have a bit of light. Finally, this one is glow in the dark, and it actually works very well, so you can always see where it is. Final thing, it has a big pouch, again, Pell's webbing on there, more Velcro for morale patches, more padding, more straps here, and another ring you can attach gear to. There's a big front pouch in which I carry 2 items. A bandana type cotton cloth, multiple uses, emergency bandage, etc. But for me, quite practically, if I need some head cover, if it's very hot or whatever. Sometimes, you know, you arrive somewhere, you're a little bit sweaty, whatever. You got something to, you know, clean yourself up a little bit. And also in here, by the way, yes, for you survivalists out there, yes, you could filter water with this, a pre-filter to get out debris. Alright, emergency blanket. You know, I'm fully aware that I probably will never need it, but I have been stuck in trains for 2 hours sometimes when something happens. And if it's winter, I once was in a train where all electricity failed, that means heating fails, it can really get cold. So, I mean, it's just a practical thing. Alright, here's another Grimlock D-ring. I have 3 things on there. This is a little paracord loop that I made, but this is glow-in-the-dark paracord. So it's just for identification of the bag. Here we have a Here we have a large Night Eyes as binder. This will hold 100 pounds or 45.4 kilograms. That's a lot of weight to carry. And on this Y-shaped compression strap there is a ring, and I find myself using this quite a bit to carry a load that I can't put in my bag or don't want to put in my bag. Finally on here is a paracord fob that I made. This holds more than, this is more than 2 meters of 550 paracord. If I need to tie something down, which does happen occasionally, I always have that at hand. So just a little bit of, you know, comforting stuff. Alright, that's the outside of the bag. Here we've got this Y-shaped compression strap. That's a Maxpedition thing. Maybe we should first look at the back of the pack. Nicely padded shoulder straps. I'm really very pleased with the performance of this bag in that regard. Very comfortable to wear. In the back you have this hidden compartment which has 2 functions. I personally put an iPad in there, but it is actually designed to hold one of those hydration systems, like a Camelback for example. And then you see this little hole in there. This is Velcro. You've got a little loop to suspend your system from. I don't know why you can see this. A Velcro patch. You put your drinking straw through that, you lash it onto your shoulder strap and you can drink on the road. Also it has Velcro at the bottom so that you can attach a holster for those guys of you who do concealed carry. It's not allowed in this country and I don't anyway, but it's there. Bottom of the bag, another, here you've got 2 drainage grommets, very good. You know, because if you do use a hydration system and it starts to leak, it will just, the water will just drip out and not ruin your bag. At the bottom, here are 2 straps you can use to put in a small tent or a sleeping bag, as well as that compression strap in the bottom. I have once put a fairly thick rolled up blanket under this and it held it very securely. Because you can actually expand these things quite significantly, and I can lift my whole bag up with it, so they are actually strong, they will stay in place. So, very nicely done. And then at the bottom there is some more Pell's webbing, so you could even attach pouches to the bottom of the bag. It's amazing how much of that webbing they put on there. It's on the sides, it's on the front. Really nice. Okay, let's look at the main compartment. I have to find the zippers though. Here we go. I can't really show you this very well, but there is a zippered mesh pocket in the back and a not zippered mesh pocket here in the front. And then of course there's a main compartment, which is just, you know, barrel shaped compartment. I carry 2 things in here. In the zippered compartment I carry this. It may be ridiculous, but this is a map of my entire country. If I get stranded somewhere, or if I just want to figure out, oh, where is Austin again? I can just look it up on the map. And it's so compact, takes up no space, but it's the entire country. All main roads, etc. So I got that. And then what I carry here is a little tin. You know, some of you may know, I also review fountain pens. It's a Kaweco tin. These things are fantastic for survival purposes. Put a little bit of electrical tape around the corners, or the edges. I'll attach that again later. And in here, a couple of cotton, bits of cotton, good for starting a fire, and 3 light sticks. You never know where you end up, but when all lights go out, I like to have a bit of light. Get stuck in an elevator for a long time, you've got light that won't drain any batteries, and those guys all run 24 hours each. Okay, that's all I have in the main compartment. Now there is a smaller compartment, which I'll do last. Let's do these 2 compartments first. There is a small compartment at the front here, which I love. It holds 2 items. It holds my survival tin. I've gone through this in a separate video, so I'm not going to go through all the contents here, it takes too much time. And I have something I use quite a lot, as well as 2 little cloths to clean my glasses. You know, if you got to wear these kinds of things, then it's nice if they're clean. Here I've got a little bag, and in that bag is my Ivanka power bar. I think this one is 2200 milliamperes. No, 2600 even. You put it in your computer during the day, with the micro USB port. This charges up. If your phone runs out of juice, you attach it with the cable, and I carry a few cables for different purposes, and any of the little attachment plugs. This accommodates many bits of equipment. My iPad, it has regular USB, it has micro USB, mini USB, it even has a Nokia charger. You can charge anything off of this. Your phone, I've even used it on my iPad, which clearly uses a lot of juice, but it works as well. In a pinch, you've got juice. So I always have that in there. That's the little compartment here. Then I've got the bigger compartment. This is basically an admin pouch, so you can put pens in here. I don't carry my pens in there separately, but here is a very important survival item, chewing gum. Here's a little loop with a little ball jointed hook. I carry three things on there. First of all, my USB stick, SanDisk Cruiser Contour, 16 gigabytes, that's all I need. In this little pouch I have my MP3 player. That's right guys, I'm old school. I have an MP3 player. I don't use my phone for this. I have this. It's so old that it actually takes, believe it or not, secure digital cards. That's right. It's really old school, but it gives me great music. It's an old Zen X-Fi. I love the thing. And if you're in trains as much as I am, then having a bit of soothing music is very good. What I have here is a small keychain that a colleague gave me. She brought it from China. This is a Beijing opera mask. And this is a little thing that had some Chinese characters on it. Now, the fun of this, if you really want to go, you know, hardcore, this is just a piece of steel. But if you have a striker, if you have a flint, you can use this as a striker. It has a 90-degree angle, will throw some sparks. And if you're on an absolute pinch, take a rock, sharpen it, you have a small, sharp surface. Clearly, it's probably not going to save your life, but hey, if you're in a pinch, at least you got something, right? Attach that again. And of course, again, for those of you who follow my fountain pen stuff, here are my two pouches with pens. For those of you interested, Lotman Tango. And what else do I carry? Today I had a Diplomat Magnum, that's the Laban Scepter. I got a Faber-Castell Emotion and a Koenig bulk filler. They're all in there, safely protected. Don't shake around too much in my bag and squirt ink everywhere. So that's that. Now we have, as you can see, there are three compartments. This was the one that held the power bar. We got the main compartment, then we have the middle compartment. The middle compartment is the one that is probably most interesting to you guys if you are here for gear stuff, because that's the thing where I put my gear in. Again, it's not a survival bag, it's not a bug out bag. I just carry a couple of items that I have found give me comfort and I actually use. So, let's go through that stuff, see what's in here. First of all, there is this little pouch. And this little pouch has a bunch of things in there. First of all, here is a big Night Eyes gear tie. These things are super useful. It's basically a sort of metal wire, rubberized cover, little things at the end. You can use this to lash stuff to your bag, to I don't know, put stacks of paper together. Some people even use them to fashion improvised iPad stands out of them or whatever. These things are useful to carry. You can do, I mean, this is really something with 1001 applications. So I always carry one of those. You can get them up to about this small, and you can get them really big. So this is a large one, which incidentally is what she said. Now here I have this pouch. This pouch is made by, I forgot the brand. Maybe it's 101. Oh yeah, Miltech. It's a German company. Molly webbing, which means I can put this onto my bag, or if I want to, with a little popper, I can put this on my belt, right? And in here are just a couple of items, not a whole lot. Open up the main compartment, you find two, this is one of those small gear ties, and these, I believe these are the they call tack ties. Maxpedition makes them. I have a 6-inch one and an 8-inch one. This is basically just a piece of rubber with hooks on the end. The hooks rotate. If you want to lash something to your bag, like say an umbrella, you put it in, you rotate it, you just wrap it around the umbrella, and you put the hook in to another spot, and it's in there securely. So always nice to carry these things if you want to put something bigger or bulkier on your bag. It also works for tripods if you're a photographer, etc. So that's the main pouch of this compartment. I don't carry a lot, sorry, the main compartment of this pouch. I don't carry super much in here. Here's a zippered compartment. Here I got a monocular. This thing, I think it is, yeah, it's 15 by 32. So not a lot of light coming in. The image is a little bit dark, but it works. It focuses, it does everything it's supposed to do. It has a little lanyard so that you can put it around your neck. I got this from China, eBay. I think I paid $4 including shipping. And for that you get decent optics that, you know, if you need to scout something out, you got it with you. Here I carry, this is just hand cream in a little compartment. My skin dries out a bit, so I always carry that. And then, so that's a little mesh compartment, and then in this compartment I carry electrical tape, just black electrical tape. Again, 1001 uses. You can do a lot of stuff with this, and I actually find myself using this a lot, even in office environment, believe it or not. Okay, so small pouch. What else is in here? Here are a couple of items that are very important. This is, I'm going to cover my personnel number for legal reasons, but this is the university where I work. This is my employee card. I also happen to work at the university hospital, and that's both in here. So I put that on my belt, but I always carry that so that you know, I have it with me when I go to work. There are two more items in here. First of all, this is something I use for my banking in the Netherlands. You get that, then you can log into your bank account online. This is a little holder for my business cards. Now forgive me if I cover up my cell phone number and my email address. My email address can be found in another video, but sorry guys, there's a lot of jokers online, so I have to cover up my cell phone. But, you know, business cards, these are from Fountain Pen Geeks. I also have a couple of professional ones in there that are just for, you know, business purposes, but always in there. So that's in there. It's a very nice pocket, this one. Two mesh pockets on top of a larger pocket. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but it's in there. Alright, what else have I got in here? We're almost there. This is a beautiful thing called a paracord grenade. It's really cool. It has 7 meters of black 550 paracord in there. You pull this and then out comes the paracord. So it's just a sort of rubbery thing, which is quite cool. In principle, with these rubber things, it's waterproof, but clearly with the hole there, it's not really going to work. Now if you peel off the rubber on this side, you can take off the cap, and you have a little storage compartment on the other side. I put in some sewing cord. You know, button comes off, you can sew it back on there. There is a needle in my survival tin, so I can do that, and there's also a bit of sewing cord in there, but it's not a whole lot, so this is a bulky thing. And as you can see, it takes up very little space, and you have a container to carry stuff in there if you want. Alright, what else have I got here? Here I got a little pouch. This has some pretty cool stuff in there. It's just two things, but you know, they're very useful, I think. First of all, protective lip balm. This is from a local Dutch drugstore, but basically petroleum jelly, right? Petroleum jelly is super useful. Not only can you put it on your lips if they chap, you can put it on specific wounds, but also it helps you start a fire. It's petroleum, right? So you can put that, for example, on cotton balls, and they will burn longer when you have that on there. In here is a spork. You never know when someone offers you some food. And finally in here is one of those very nifty sports towels. Now these are super thin, super light. They dry very, very quickly, but you got a towel. And of course, in a pinch, you have fashionable headwear. No, I'm just kidding, but I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can use it to keep yourself warm. Of course, you could use it as a bandana or whatever, but it's pretty nice. And they do indeed dry super quickly, so very, very useful. Alright, this is an item that I use a lot. This is a poncho. It's made by Fostex Tactical. It's a rain poncho and it's big. It's 150 by 220 centimeters. That is quite long. It's made of ripstop material, which means that it shouldn't tear easily. It's in here. It's actually fairly easy to roll up and put in there. But what I'm going to show you is not so much me wearing it, because I can't really put myself in the entire frame of the video anyway. But what is very cool is that it has O-rings in there. So it has these grommets in there, which means that in a pinch you can lash paracord through it, if you have some, and then you can make a shelter. So if you're really caught somewhere, it has a nice hood, it's nice material, there is cord in it, which you could also pull out in an emergency to make your shelter. It's not shelter that's going to protect you from all the elements forever, but if you're absolutely in a pinch, you know, caught by a terrible storm and all the trains go out or whatever, at least you have something, right? And a little bag. As far as I know, the bag is the same material. This is waterproof, so water carrying bag. It won't hold a whole lot, but if you're in a pinch, you get it. Alright. Now, 2 more items in here, then we're done. First of all, I've done a separate review of this. Walter Security. It's good. You can use it for smashing windows, clearly for utility cutting purposes. Serrated edge, plain edge. It locks. It has glow-in-the-dark things on there to find it if you drop it. Paracord fob, not so much for the cord, although you could use it, but this is also glow-in-the-dark. So when I have this bag open for a bit and then I put this in the bag, I can always find the knife very easily. Alright, final item, guys, then we're done. I'm a big fan of Night Eyes products, and this is their pockets. They call them pockets, and this is the pockets extra large. Very cool thing to carry tools in. It has a belt strap, which means that I never really seem to be able to get this to work. I'm going to have to demonstrate it quickly, but there you go. So you could put this on your belt. It's big and it's bulky, but if you have to carry it that way, that's something you can do. More interesting than how you can carry it is probably what's in there. It has a little hook on there, which means it's hard to get off. Okay, there we go. So what have I got in here? Well, a whole lot of things, but I think they're very useful things. Velcro strap. First thing you see, a lot of zip ties. Zip ties are always extremely useful. You can connect stuff to your bag, you can hold things together. I mean, again, 1001 uses. I carry medium and large ones, not the super large ones, but fairly large ones, and some small ones. I want to use this for emergency repairs on my bike. When my light fell off, you can use it, you know, really. Be creative, you'll find all kinds of applications. Alright, this, very simple, purifying hand gel. It's always useful. This is from the Body Shop. I believe, I couldn't really find the contents very well. I'm not sure whether this actually has alcohol in it. If it does, then you could use it to start a fire. In any case, clean your hands. I'm a city dweller, and if you've ever walked around in Amsterdam, you probably know what I mean. It's good to disinfect your hands once in a while. This is a very simple thing. It looks very fancy, but it's not. This is just a plastic PVC tube, which in itself you could use for, you know, purposes to, I don't know, drawing up water or something, or poking under something you can't put your hands under, whatever. This is military spec duct tape and some more electrical tape, black electrical tape. I found a lot of uses for this. If you need to make emergency repairs, we use this in the office actually. It's just a university office, right? But even there, you never know, duct tape always comes in handy. Not to mention survival situation, making shelter, repairing stuff, putting branches together, whatever you want. Okay, so that's in there. That's the big and smaller front compartments. And you got a compartment there, a very nice thing. Got a little hook, it's a little carabiner you can put. You can use stuff for and connect stuff to. And then in the back there's another pocket. And I carry two things there. Let me see. First thing I carry in here is something I have reviewed in a separate video. This is the Leatherman Crunch. It's a Leatherman, but it's a bit different from most Leathermans to the extent that this is actually a pair of vice grips. Useful to have in addition to a regular Leatherman. If you really need to grip something and you need to hold it tight, then this little baby is going to do that. And obviously, I mean, in addition to the vice grips, as I said, I mean, I've reviewed it elsewhere, but one of the more useful items is a serrated edge blade. So there's quite a lot of purposes for this puppy. Final thing I have on here is the thing that I love. Lansky Blade-Matic. Very small. I think I paid about $12 for it on eBay. That's a bargain. You use this if you have a knife blade. I'm just going to grab one that happens to be on my desk. A simple knife. This is a really cheap knife. Okay, I got that in Austria on a mountain. Imagine you're in the field and your knife is dull. You got carbide and you got a ceramic sharpening tool. Carbide is very hard. You put your knife in there, you run it through, then a couple of strokes through the ceramic steel like that, and you're done, and you have a working edge on your blade. That's all it takes. Now I saw that a little thing of my plant here just came off. That's sharp again, because that was pretty dull. So it's very simple. I know this is not a super high-end cutting test, guys, I know that. But, you know, it's just going to put a working edge on your blade so that you can finish your work. It has a little thing for serrations. So if you have a serrated edge, you can sort of run that through there. And finally, a diamond rod, which is very good if you have very specific blade issues to touch up your blade. You can use it. Takes up almost no space. It's relatively heavy, but that's good because you want a good grip on this, and it'll save your blade if you're in an emergency. Lansky Blade-Matic, fantastic bit of kit. Alright, that's everything I carry in my bag. Now, I'm going to adjust the position of the camera a little bit here so that I can look at you guys. I have carried more stuff in my bag. I've carried all kinds of things. I have 3 bags, little pouches, ready. I have them in a desk drawer. This is not so much a bug out thing, it's just that I have them ready. If I decide I need them that day, I can put them on. First pouch, this, has MOLLE webbing, a couple of things in there, another Kaweco tin, fire set. So this has weatherproof matches, it has cotton balls, it has things I can use to make a fire. Second thing, cordage and swabs, alcohol swabs and cordage. You know, when you need that, you need to tie up a lot of stuff, got that in there. Finally, a smaller Kaweco set that has tools. In here is a small Gerber multi-tool, there is a small Victorinox multi-tool. Just a couple of things, you know, and I think even in here, something I probably have to show you because I like that thing so much. Bit more cotton, always useful. Oh yeah, I carry 3 things in here. I carry 4 things in here. This is just kneadable gum, gum Arabic. Useful. You need to put something still, you know, put it on a spot like an iPad or a small phone. You can with this. So very useful, doesn't take up any space, very useful. My little Victorinox, this is the Swiss, the Mini Champ or something, which is a bit thicker than the regular small Victorinox knives. It has some extra features like a little ball point, for example. I'm not going to go through all the tools here in great detail. I'll do that in a later video. I got my little Gerber clutch, very nice little tool. I got this thing, which is amazing. It holds, I think, 8 micro bits and a little magnetic thing, so you've got a lot of screws, screw abilities. And this is what I wanted to show you. I've actually used this thing quite a bit. It's super small. It's a survival saw. And this thing goes through pretty much everything. Wood, plastic, and even metal. Very, very cool tool. I just wanted to show you that for a sec. Okay, second pouch I have is this one. It has little Alice clips. Very nice, old school stuff. This is ex-military. And in here is, you could easily attach that to the bag, could even attach it to the waist strap of the bag. Here's this, Ziploc, water carrying, and I guess a lot of you guys will recognize what this is. It's a little pocket stove. Open it up, put your pot on there. I have a canteen with an aluminum cup. You can put that on there. You got your fuel cells in there. You put it on and you can cook with this. Doesn't take up a lot of space. Very useful thing. Water carrying in a pinch. Okay, final pouch is another one of those night eyes pockets. I could clip it to the bag or whatever I want. In here are a couple of really nifty items. Just a few. Brief rundown. This thing I love. It's my B.R.E. sliding saw. Clearly I wouldn't always put this in a bag in an office environment, but this thing is fantastic. I may have to do a separate review on this. It saws through wood like it's nothing. It's amazing. Very cool, cool tool, and because it slides, doesn't take up too much space. You don't have to bring a full-sized saw. In here is a Frontiers water filtration straw. You put this in, you put it in water, you drink, filters out your water, you get clean water. Simple. But I don't need that in the office either, you know. So, but if it would go for a hike. And here, finally, I have this fantastic thing. I got this from a Chinese wholesale site. Guys, this is fantastic. Little swivel. Little thing. Duct tape, you know, you never know. More duct tape is always good. Take off the cap. Now this is always a little bit of fiddling, but I got it in there. Fishing rod. It's got little eyes on there. I've got a fishing kit, pocket fishing kit in my survival tin. You got your little reel. Catch a fish. Stay alive. Zip of the bob, you see? So that's all there's to it. This is my backpack, plus a little additional stuff that I can throw in there or lash on there in a pinch. I know this was a long video. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope you found this useful, found it interesting to see my bag. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below. I will probably review some of this gear in separate videos in the future. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.